Now we have the form exposing the sections that we want based on which radio button is selected. In this case, it shows only the part of the form for movies only or tickets only. And for this part, when we click on this radio button, it shows the part of the form that is for the complete package. So these areas are expanding and contracting the way we want them to. But notice how we have a problem with our values not updating. So in this case, if we wanted to order 4 tickets for adults and 2 children, and then we change our mind, we say, well, here we have this total, but maybe we want to go to the complete cinema package. Notice that the totals are still there. And so now if I add 4 here and 2 here, and I want some popcorn, notice how my total keeps increasing. And if I submit this, I'm ordering 4 and 2 and then 4 and 2 again. So I'm getting double charged because it's not clearing out those values. Even though it's hiding the form, it's not clearing them out. So we need some work here to do. We need to not only change the movie tickets when we move, but we also need to reset the values that are in there. So we can do this in the JavaScript function. So let's start with the complete package. When we click on the complete package, we want to display it the movie plus to block and the movie only to none. And now we also want to reset the values in the movie only section if there's been anything added, right? And so to do that, we're going to have to get all those different elements in there. So we get element by ID, and let's see what they are. So there's the quantity, a movie adult quantity. We want to reset that, and so we change the value equal to 0, and that will reset that. We also want to get the total of this one, so that would be this movie adult total. And this one we want to set to 0.00. Remember, we have to use a string to do that, 0.00. So now we've got the two adult ones. We want to do this with the child ones as well. So this will be the movie child quantity and the movie child total. All right, so we save that. Let's see if this part works before we move on. So we click on movie tickets. We say that we want 4 and 2. We change our mind to go to the complete cinema package. Oh, notice we haven't changed the total. So we can't really tell if those other quantities are set. Well, we can tell by submitting, so let's submit it. And we see that adult movie quantity is 0 and the total is 0 and the child is quantity. So it reset the quantities, but it didn't reset the total. So what do we have to do? We need to call that function to compute the total again. So after we reset them, we want to compute total. Nice that we have a function that does this, right? Let's try it one more time. So we select on movie tickets, we decide we want 4 and 2. It puts them in the total. We change our mind, we want to go to the complete cinema package. There you go. It reset all the values and called that compute total function again. Now we can do 4 and 2 here and place our order. And all we have are the 4 and 2 here where we wanted them and not on the other ones. So this is working. Now we have to do the same the other way around, because now if we start on the complete cinema package, we add some values here, and then we move, notice it adds totals. We change our mind to go to tickets only. That's not being cleared, and those values are not being reset. So we need to go back in this one, and we need to reset the values in the complete package. Now there's a lot of these ones, right? So let's go ahead and get started. We know there's an adult and a child one, and they just don't have this movie in front of them. So we know those two. And then there's 3 more that we have to do. And I'm going to go, we just have to simply make sure we get each one. I'm going to pause. You can do it on yours end as well. And there I've added an entry for each quantity and total of the 5 different values that are in this particular group. All right, now we can see if this works. Oh, before we continue, remember we forgot to we need to call this compute total function so that it redoes that. We already discovered this is an important part, so let's go ahead and do that and refresh. And now we start in the complete section and we add a few things. We see that there's a bunch happening down here in the total. We change our mind to movie tickets and it resets everything. All right, so we have that working.